Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Krieg Dominion. I am Omar Krieg, your Lord and Commander of the Krieg Dominion, and your host for this, our first episode of the new year, our first episode of Segmentum fourth of. I've done forgot the name of this show. Tithes of Acheron, a Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader campaign. There we go. This is, as I mentioned, Segmentum fourth, which is the Troubles at Taslak. We'll talk about what's happened previously, but first, let's check in with my players, Rev, Darius, Alterios, and Warner. It has been quite a while since we last talked to each other, which is not unusual considering the fact that we did have, I don't know, 4-ish weeks of holiday break and a few other weeks of just random whatever getting in the way of playing and various other things. Thank you for that resub there, Darius. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. In the meantime, let's start with Rev. Rev, what would you like to share about your holiday experience before we move on to somebody else?
Well, I guess my holiday experience, helped my girlfriend pack up her apartment in Austin. She's going to be starting her clinical down here, um, in the next couple weeks. So that'll be fun.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but right now I'm currently in a pretty not insignificant amount of pain, and don't really have the use of one of my hands right now.
That's you mentioned something about pain last night when I checked in with you guys over the last couple of days, however long it was. Um, well, first the obligatory. If you feel we need to stop because you're in too much, don't try to tough it out any longer than necessary. We don't need to do a full show tonight if you're in extreme amounts of discomfort. That obviously goes for everybody at all times. So please don't
If it
throw
if
yourself out
it
there.
if it gets there, I'll let you know.
Okay, I don't want anybody to try. Like, I appreciate like, oh, I gotta tough it out for Omar. He's trying real hard. Like, I appreciate that, but we don't have to do that. That said, obviously you don't have to share anything about your personal situation if you don't want to. But I'm curious, what is going on, or is this just related to your normal disability stuff you have to deal with from time?
It's tangential, but essentially it's a secondary. The best way I know to put it is it's kind of like an autoimmune condition, but
Okay.
essentially, uh, I'm having severe inflammation and pain out
Hmm.
of all the tendons from the upper part of my arm to my knuckles and fingers.
Oh,
Um,
ill. That's oof. And that's the obviously that's the hand that's not functioning right now because of all that.
yeah,
Ugh.
and it's weird because where the sharpness of the pain is moves around from one day to the next, and it'll last about a week or so,
Oh, so this is a recurring problem.
occasionally.
Okay. I mean, that's even worse than it just happens.
Well,
That sucks.
it starts out as a fairly sharp pain. You know, the hollow of your hand, if you like put your thumb in the middle of your hand, you've got that kind of
Yeah.
spot where your thumb can rest if you push really hard. It
Yeah.
starts out as a sharp pain there. It rolls into the wrist, and then if you've ever had like a shin splint or where the muscle
Yep.
between your bones is inflamed,
Yep.
it feels like that between the bones of the arm. And right now we're into the body reacting to all that. So I have a small amount of edema around the knuckles
Edema
and
is another word for bruising. Is that right?
inflammation.
Inflammation.
It's essentially fluid retention.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Swelling. Swollenness.
Hmm.
Well, that
So
sucks. I I
so
I imagine you're. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I did have my wrist wrapped for the past few days, but that's having it wrapped that tightly is part of what contributes to the fluid collection in the knuckles.
Yeah, because obviously
So
things are constricting.
right now I have it sitting on a couple of pillows and a folded up bedspread, somewhat elevated, trying my best not to move it.
Which, of course, because it's your whole arm, that's not easy.
Well, I mean, halfway down my arm to my hand. I'm
Right.
trying to
That
keep
sucks.
as still as possible.
I can I can sort of relate. Not that we need to get into all my details, but as we all know, I have one arm. I still have one arm that goes numb, pins and needles feelings. I can definitely understand how frustrating that is. Not to mention how painful that might. I assume you're doing all the things you can to remedy and rectify, but obviously there's a certain limit there for one reason or another.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck, and again, to reiterate, don't tough it out any more than you feel necessary, because I'm not expecting you to stay all night if you can't make it.
I'll be lucky if I get any sleep tonight with the way it hurts.
That
But
that doesn't make me feel any better, so I can imagine how bad that is for you. Oh, God, I hate those kinds of nights. I hate them. Ah,
so just as somebody who's also had broken bones, the sharp pains if I move wrong or I move
yeah.
very much, the sharp pain is about the equivalent of when you've got a fresh break.
Ugh.
Yep, is indeed. That's definitely a thing. Darius?
Oh, and my tinnitus is firing off in my right ear.
Sorry,
Yay.
what? I couldn't hear you.
It sounds a little something like
Yeah, yeah. It's that little annoying ringing tone, right? Yeah. What? Yeah. Darius, what would you like to share about your holiday experience, if anything at all? Because you don't have to share anything if you don't want to.
Well,
Oh, I do have.
I
I'm
just
sorry.
haven't
I,
been
I have
active in
another thing,
quite
but it
some
can wait.
time.
Oops.
Yeah, I realized something I forgot, but it can wait. I apologize, Darius.
Oh, go ahead.
This was me and the guys got together, and we made some artwork for your channel, Omar.
Oh God.
Um,
I'm scared. I am definitely scared right now. Yep. And mentally, I'm doing exactly what Darius is doing right now. I'm
So,
scared.
I'm gonna post in the Zoom meeting for now, but if you can put it where the viewers can see it for a minute, that would be appreciated. Um, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it in the Zoom chat. It's taking a minute to load. I apologize.
I'm scared. I am so scared. Get the on a shield, no less. Oh my God.
So this is an image of one of our of essentially what we're calling the silver shields,
Yeah.
so that everyone can have a
1
visual
second.
reference.
Yeah. So this is what he's talking about, friends. Is this big old image of a friend is always welcome at the shield? I believe was the rest of the quote, because that was the name of the
No,
bar or
no,
tavern or something in Solasta.
no. It's just a friend is always welcome is what's written on the shield.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about where the quote that annoys me comes from.
Oh, a friend is always welcome at the shield. That's a Scholastic quote that's on a little spoken totem, and the shield is actually the that teleportation tower.
Sure. Yeah, that's that, I mean, not for nothing, the art is pretty nice.
Yeah, Warner has a friend that specializes in coming up with stuff like that. So
Yeah.
No,
He does some of that stuff for his games.
nice.
So
Yeah, no,
I like the legally
artwork was really
distinct
good. The
Aquila.
artwork was really good. What was that, Altarios?
I like the legally distinct Aquila.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Now I gotta go back and look at it. Hold on. Hold on.
They got vulture heads.
They have vulture heads? Let's see.
I thought it was just the line of the feathering on the top of it.
Zoom in a
Oh gosh,
even the skull, everything is just off enough.
Yep, like the skull, the eye sockets aren't quite the same. That's still pretty good though. Like, not for nothing.
It's probably better that way because
It
that
does.
way,
It does enjoy a or share a
GW
certain.
can't like be like, oh,
Yeah.
artwork of our stuff on your channel.
Yeah. Well,
Time to
here's
kill
a
your
lawsuit.
stuff.
Here's a lawsuit, boys.
I did have a disturbing thought if you consider those vulture heads.
No,
Mm.
we're gonna move on now. Darius.
It's a Zinchi and Aquila.
Oh wow, that's
Just as
scary.
planned.
That's scary. Darius, what do you got for holiday experiences you want to share with us? We're gonna
Well,
spend half the night
I
here.
finally have the car again.
Yay, vehicle movement.
Hooray, transportation.
So that was good.
Yeah.
I got a new dice set
Peace.
for D&D. I don't know how well it'll show up here, but
Somewhat transparent with some flaky bits in the middle, gold flaky bits or something
No.
like that. Silver. It's kind of
Looks
it is kind of
kinda
hard to see.
Oh, it's a metallic die.
Is it
Yeah.
metallic?
yeah.
Okay.
with the sort of a cobalt blue
All right. That
and
does seem
silver.
nice.
Cool.
Yeah,
Some-
sapphire blue. There you
I was
go.
gonna say some of it's getting wiped out with your background, so it's kind of hard to tell what some of the
Yeah.
details were.
But I've seen similar designs, like from what at least I'm imagining what it looks like. to
Don't leave
build
that
together.
D4 on the floor.
Ooh.
And then along with the car came a keychain
Uh-huh.
of a D20 cage
Oh,
that
nice.
when you open it up has a full set of miniature metal dice
Oh,
That's
Nice.
fun.
Nice.
inside of it.
that's really cool.
You can literally play
So
D&D
that
anywhere.
was fun while it lasted because the die fell off my keychain.
Of course.
Sad.
Of course.
High
course,
perception.
That's pretty cool though, man.
I got some other thing. Oh, I got a new coat.
Your cat,
That's the other
your
big
your
thing.
your cat is getting taken out by the
Yeah, you have
AI.
an invisible cat. It was actually
Yeah.
kind of funny to watch you pet nothing.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Let me stroke the air.
Yeah.
See, most of Darius is being eaten by his background.
Yeah.
He's one of those floating head wizards.
Well, speaking of floating head wizards, Alterios, what's your holiday experience you want to share with the class?
We had a good Christmas. I got a new computer chair.
Oh, nice. I need to get one
yeah.
for my kid.
Everyone got something they wanted, so it was a good crew meal.
That's good. That's good.
You didn't get a computer chair for your child. What an injustice!
Wow.
Don't have children.
Wow. We're not going to go into why I'm wowing. We don't need to reveal too many cards out of my deck. Warner?
What
did
deck?
make a
You're short a few.
Well,
Yeah.
that too.
I did make an inside
Yeah.
pun on the
There's
name.
definitely a
so.
pun in there for those that know. Warner, what would you like to share with us?
So, my girls got a Switch 2 for Christmas. So that was essentially the whole budget. My wife and I took cuts on our gifts.
Yeah, that's about how that goes too.
But they have been enjoying the holy living daylights out of it, playing the new Mario Kart, and they got Smash Bros to go with it, which is always fun.
That's good.
So it's been a sort of family togetherness thing, which is kind of nice. Now I just have to teach them sportsmanship.
So what I'm hearing is there's a lot of smack talking, but there's also a lot of bruised eagles and broken hearts.
So when I sat down to play Mario Kart with the girls, I was just playing with my middle child at first,
Uh-huh.
and my oldest saw how things were going, and she said, "Dad, you better not get used to winning when I start to play. That's going to change."
That's a fair statement for an opening statement, but I'm curious to see where the rest of this goes.
I said, "Okay, we'll see what happens." And I did not stop winning. And
You're still winning.
she was very, very salty about that, and I was like, "Look, I'm not going to just let you win just to soothe your ego. But as you play this game more, you will get better, and you will
Yes.
start to beat me from time to time. And it's going to be important that you can celebrate other people's victories and other people can celebrate yours."
Yeah, absolutely.
And she is still learning that. She's gotten better, but she is still in the process.
It definitely takes some time, especially when a lot of children, uh, you know, early teens down to 5 and 6 or whatever, depending on how much screen time they get and what kind of content they consume. They see a lot of people that are bragging about their conquests in the video game world as far as different games they're playing, different competitions they're in. So it's easy to get into that train and not recognize that, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, we're all people. So maybe the way you play and the way you act based on how things turn out might be a better indicator of what kind of, and not so much your in-game, Your kill death ratio is cool and all, but are you cool and all?
Mm-hmm.
I can
At,
definitely understand all that.
at risk of getting kicked out of the channel or demonetized, young girls sportsmanship. What?
Huh?
I'm not sure what's going on, but okay.
I don't know where he was going with that either. We're just
I
gonna
I
ignore
I,
him.
I have seen particularly young ladies below a certain age get viciously competitive to the point of um unhealthy with each other.
I
I've
haven't seen
seen.
it, but I certainly will not say it does not happen because that would
Uh,
be wrong.
I will tell you this, uh, because my wife is one of 6.
Ooh,
So when we do family Christmases over there, there are a lot of cousins.
oh my.
Um, and I can tell you, gender may have less to do with it than personality. There are certainly girls that get quite competitive, but there are also little boys that get quite competitive.
I've definitely seen many that are competitive, and gender
There's
is immaterial in that regard. Yeah.
there's some like, okay, we avoided blood. Yes, successful
That's a
Christmas.
win. In some households, that's a win. let's not shit around here. Like that's a win in some households, man. Let's be
Mhm.
honest. All right. Well, my holiday
There should be
experiences were. Oh,
there
sorry. Go
should be
ahead,
one of
Altair.
those. Well, there should be one of those counter signs. You've seen in warehouses like days since last accident. It's
Yeah.
Christmas party since last murder.
Oh man. Well, my holiday experiences. I spent the last month or so incredibly stressed out.
Ooh.
Um, a large portion of that was because of my job. Just to be totally honest, having 6 hours of work and 5 hours of daylight, and work that is far better done in daylight than not in daylight.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really, one motivates you to move as fast as you can, but sometimes it's really hard to keep that energy all day long, every day, 6 days a week. So that obviously drained me quite a bit daily. Not to mention the weather was pretty friggin' wet. Um, and on top of that, and I'm going to kind of stand on a soapbox for a brief moment. Dell.com, fuck off. Your company sucks. I'm sorry. I normally wouldn't use my platform to do something like this, but when I try to contact your customer service multiple times and am hung up on multiple times, I'm going to shit a brick and I'm going to throw it right at you. Um, your customer service situation is absolutely abysmal, and I will not stop talking about it. But the reason why I got so frustrated with, well, not so much the reason why I got frustrated with him, but the reason why I had to work with him was my son got a computer for Christmas. But the computer he got was the second one I ordered from a different company. Because Dell.com tried one way, FedEx Express, following FedEx procedures, attempted 3 times and then sent it back, despite my best efforts to find the driver that was going to deliver it to my door so I could take it from him so my son wouldn't see that he's getting a computer for Christmas. That never worked out because I just couldn't find him, couldn't get a hold of him, whatever the case might be. And in the process, once the box was sent back to Dell, now I'm trying to get a hold of Dell and be like, I want you to send it back out. I want to coordinate a little bit better this time. But of course, I couldn't get anywhere because if I called 10 times, and I probably did, I was hung up on 8 times. And I wish I was making these numbers up. These numbers are short of actually counting the specific number of times. These numbers are accurate. I called several times, and all but a couple times I was hung up on, including one of those phone calls that ended with, "How old are you, sir? I'm sorry, did you just ask me how old I am?" "Yes, how old are you?" "I'm 49. Click.
That's something that could get somebody fired.
I'm very
Those
curious to
those
know what
calls
they were.
are
Sorry, go ahead.
corded for customer service reasons, and yeah, that's a thing.
I don't know why they would ask me that, but I was curious at the time after, like, I sat there for a second or two going, do I answer and see where this goes? Do I hit them with a how is that relevant? Let's see where this goes. And that was the only reason why I told him, because I don't think it had any relevance whatsoever as to, hey, find my package and send it back out, please. So, Dell.com, Never again will I ever work with you, and I will strongly encourage anybody I encounter for the rest of my natural and unnatural life to not work with you either. And that is my soapbox. I'm going to go put it away now.
Well, I'm glad you dealt with that issue.
No.
I did go with another company, Newegg. Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Newegg is awesome.
The hardest thing I had to deal with Newegg was making sure I could still be financed, because that was the only way I was getting that computer here before Christmas, because I was not going to be able to afford it otherwise.
I was just thinking, Newegg got shut down, but that was what, Tiger Direct?
I have no
Tiger
idea.
Direct was Circuit City, and yeah, that they've gone out of business a couple times and gone to new owners. But no, Newegg is definitely still up because I bought my stuff from them.
Yeah, they're definitely still up as of a few weeks ago. So,
Okay.
and in a reasonable amount of time waiting for the computer to show up. So, I don't think it was extraordinarily fast, but it certainly was not slowed down because of the holidays that I can recall. So, that said, let's get on and play our game after we've been at this for like 20-something minutes or something. Previously, on Tithes of Acheron, the explorers have cleared an orc infestation on the planet Vitamar, restoring control of the world to the local government, provisionally headed by one Karl von Mark. In the aftermath of dealing with the orcs, a secret was discovered. The orc presence on this world has been simply because the notorious Davros Hanet needed the Van Breeze line to be distracted so that he could conduct some other business on another Van Breeze world, which has now been revealed to be the world of Taslak 5. The world is also of interest to the navigator, Lady Anastasia Mercator, because her house has requested Lord Captain and followers investigate this world for a possible alien artifact that may or may not be familiar already to this crew. Uncertain of Hanet's full intentions, but aware of a present threat nonetheless, the explorers have departed Vitamar and are now on their way to whatever new troubles await them at Taslak. Because, of course, I had to find a sneaky little way to work the title.
You gotta hand it to him. He's sneaky.
Wow, that was actually pretty good. Go fuck yourself, Rob. Alright, that said, you have a couple of days before you actually enter warp, specifically, just because, you have to get so far away from the planet or what have you. When last we met, one of your crew was complaining of headaches, or a complaint of headaches had come up, and there were some curiosities, questions, things of that nature. Your psyker, Winter, and your navigator, Anastasia, were tasked with some sort of discrete psychic observations or things of that nature on this individual for a possibility of some sort of demonic influence, I believe was the plan. But I think that was pretty much one of the last things we had discussed prior to departing for entering the warp. I will let you guys take it from there.
Well, I mean, we can't. I imagine since the navigator's been on the ship the whole time, they would have a more of an insight into what's going on.
Yeah. I love how Alteriel's spinning the ship around. Sorry. Clearly I'm easily distracted, and entertained if you didn't already know that. Sorry, please continue.
You're not the only one.
Too true.
So I suppose I would summon the navigator to my office.
Sure.
Both to inquire about the investigations into the potential psychic phenomenon and to inform her, if she doesn't already know, that we're going to Taslak, and to see if she has any further things that she wishes to report about the alien artifact, or any sort of things that they wish to investigate on the planet, so that we may fulfill what her familial obligations as well.
Unfortunately, Lord Captain, as she takes a seat in your office, my house leadership has not given me a whole lot of instruction or guidance or even background information. Just merely go there and see what's what. An artifact was mentioned, but again, that's like saying there's a rock on that planet that might be interesting. As far as Yonko Bar, your new seneschal, it's a bit more of a tricky description, but I think it can amount to this. And I have spoken with Winter about this. This is the best that we can come up with insofar as understanding and being able to relay to you what we have observed or noticed. Most people have something of a tenuous or ill-defined connection to the war. There are, of course, some who have no connection whatsoever. We call them blanks. I believe you're somewhat familiar with this ideology in concept, if not in practice. People like Winter have a much more stronger, more solid connection, but it is still not it is still not the most well defined. There's an open conduit when they use their abilities, for instance, and then when their abilities are not being used, that conduit is left ajar. Which is why psychers tend to go mad after a while. Which is a very, very blunt, rough, inaccurate way to describe what psychers deal with. Navigators have a similar understanding / interaction with the warp tunnel or conduit that is open.
I raise my hand. Are you
Yes.
telling me that my new seneschal is some sort of unsanctioned psyker?
Not. This is what we've understood. He has a connection to the warp, stronger and more solid than it should be, but he expresses no actual psyker capabilities whatsoever. There's, for lack of a better way to call it, an open pipeline.
I summon Winter to the office and ask the navigator to remain.
Sure. For a moment or two, Winter wanders in.
Am I RPing myself and Winter, or?
I got Winter. I'll take care of Winter. Hopefully, Winter and Anastasia won't have to talk to each other, because then it's gonna get weird.
Why did you just Alterios?
RPing two different characters at once is terrible.
Especially when they're talking to each other.
Well,
solely for the benefit of the third person that's there.
I am going to relay to Winter that he has what is my seneschal's name again? And does he have any relation to any of the noble families, or is he simply a crew member I forget?
He was handpicked by Marcellus Thale, and if he has relation to anybody beyond that, you are not aware, and I honestly don't remember. I haven't even decided if he was going to be aligned or related to anybody. He's just your hand-selected replacement. His name is Yunko Bar. It's Yunko spelled with a J. Junko.
Like the Junkers.
Sure. And
Well,
Bar is Barr.
Like Roseanne.
I think hers is. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I think that is correct.
And I just spelled it just for clarity in TTS chat.
Oh. I will be relaying the metaphor for the open tunnel, and I will be asking Winter if psychers are particularly trained psychers are trained on how, when they're not using or tapping into the warp, if they're trained on how to close this tunnel behind them.
Lord Captain, the easiest way to explain it is the tunnel can't be closed. If you want to use this tunnel analogy, the warp is ever present, the things within the warp more so. The things on one side of the line want to cross over into this side of the line constantly. That's why the tunnels can't be closed. What I have witnessed with Yunko, in particular, however, is that there is a pipeline and there is some sort of back and forth, but it appears to be well contained. I don't know any other way to explain it. Imagine a pipe closed at either end and the water contained within without spillage. That's not the best way to describe it, but there is a connection between this man and the warp. We don't know exactly what it means, what it does. I can't even look into this particular connection. I can look into Yunko Bar's mind all I want, but his connection to the warp itself is a different matter. It's actually, for lack of the, I'm not trying to make a pun. This is mind-boggling to me.
Mm. Well,
It would. I'm sorry. I feel like you were about to say something, Lord Captain.
yes. Psychers are trained on how to protect themselves from unanticipated or unwanted incursions from the warp, are they not?
Correct. Imagine a closet full of everything you could possibly throw into it to the point where you can't quite close the door. In the moment you let go of the door flings open and everything falls out. That is a Psyker's constant reminder that there are things in the warp best left in the warp. And it is ongoing struggle all the time.
While it may not be the same as any training institution on Terra, and it may not be pure psyker potential, but with this non-understood connection, would it not behoove you to train Yunko as much as possible on how to guard his mind from said connection?
Lord Captain, your concerns are incredibly valid. In our brief discussion with him, it's as if this connection doesn't actually interact with him. I.e., he doesn't need. Well, the precaution is certainly admirable and relevant.
He's getting headaches. It interacts with him.
Right. I don't even know how that functions, to be honest with you. I certainly can spend some time with him, especially when my needs of communicating messages back and forth from the rest of the universe are less likely when we're in the warp. But I can certainly sit with him and see what we can do and maybe steal his mind to be better prepared for any sort of warp triggered onslaught. But at the moment, it seems like there's this connection that he's not even aware of. It just causes headaches. She kind of does one of those, like, she shrugs and throws her hands up. I don't even know how to explain it. It's this is beyond my capability, to be honest. I mean, obviously, I could teach him to preserve the mind, but explaining this or even understanding this is beyond anything I've ever heard of before.
Talk to him. Perhaps don't put it in the form of his not understood connection to the warp.
To be honest, I don't think he even realizes he's connected to the warp.
And I'm suggesting that you do not reveal that to him. Perhaps say that you wish to give him some of your psychic discipline teachings to see if it helps with his headaches. Phrase it however you wish.
That's a good idea, actually. Sorry, you were saying something.
But perhaps do not alarm him as to his connection to the warp, which even you and the navigator do not understand.
Very well. Speaking of the navigator, when are we expected to interchange, whatever? Ah, damn it! I just set myself up to answer my own question with a different character that I'm controlling. Damn it! I should not have done that.
We are interfaced.
Now you're interfacing with yourself.
Yep, and if you notice, the conversation stopped right there. No. Winter looks at you and Anastasia. Is there anything else, Lord Captain?
No, I believe that will be all. Inform us Winter, when we should begin preparing the rituals for warp transit?
You mean Anastasia?
Yes.
Very well. As you wish, Lord Captain. Does anybody want to get into anything else before we hit into the warp and start doing our warp shenanigans shit?
So like above table, we got like basically a force sensitive, someone who's like feels it but doesn't.
If you
like,
want to use the Force as an analogy, he has a strong. So if you think of the Force, where everybody has a connection to the Force, the living Force is literally made of everything that lives. In a similar way, so does the warp, except it's usually more mental, psychic, emotional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every single person has some tenuous thread connecting between them and the warp. Every living thing has a connection to the Force. This guy has a open conduit, but to call it open is actually a bit of a misnomer because at either end of that conduit, it's actually closed off and everything's stuck in between. But for whatever reason, it's causing him to have headaches because there's, for lack of a better thing to call it, it's kind of like an open circuit. And you still, because it's an open, or not open circuit, I don't remember how circuitry works and whatnot, but the circuit, the voltage is still zipping around. And so it's getting, the capacitors or the whatever, the elements, whatever, are just going to keep getting warm until you open the circuit and let it out and let more in or what have you. Listen, I am not an electrician. I'm probably screwing all of this up and trying to describe it to you.
He's an overfilled balloon.
Yes, that's certainly a way to explain it. And whereas instead of an overfilled balloon, what it's supposed to be is an open exchange of air that's not happening.
Uh-oh.
He's also not aware of any of this except I have headaches. And they hurt.
His head's gonna explode.
It might. Who knows?
He's gonna
No,
roll on the table. It's gonna be
going to explode, and out comes an alien.
Oh,
no.
you're thinking chest bursters. All right. Shall we transit to the warp, or is there anything else we want to do?
I had an above the table question.
Sure.
Because of the pain of the past few days, I didn't think to ask until now. But did you agree to that warp transit training rule set that we?
Yes. I don't remember the particulars right now. I think I pinned some of that in our conversations.
I have separate Google documents that I can paste fresh copies from if we need to review them.
Okay. I believe some of that training stuff, the rules or whatever that we came up with, were based on the amount of time spent in the warp.
Yeah.
So let's resolve everything with the warp, and then we can figure out how much training time your guardsmen got. If that makes sense.
Let me get situated with my ice pack, and then I'll get the document.
Sure. In the meantime,
I too shall return after these messages.
In the meantime, let's get into the warp. Unless there's something else. Let me just ask that really quick before I forget. Last chance. I don't think there is. Everybody's kind of being quiet. So, good. Let me pull up Anastasia's thingy here because she needs to make some clinicians tests. Zoom in so I can read it.
I'd like to screw everything up with a really bad roll.
Are you ready to screw everything up with a really bad roll?
Yes, it'd be funny.
Is there a particular thing you want to roll, or are you just waiting for your turn?
I'm just waiting for my turn.
Okay.
And
I
waiting
wanted
for
to be clear. I was like, all right, go ahead and make a roll. And you're like,
up. Waiting for the 100 to pop up and be like, yeah, we all die.
Well, this trip is going to have a specific challenge unique to it because of that whole green-purple bit that you have to cross through to get from Vitamar to Taslak.
It's just stellar gas. Don't worry about it.
Sure, that's one way to look at it.
It's just the shaft. How bad could it be?
That's not it at all. Okay. So first I have to roll. The navigator needs to make a challenging clinicians test with a +20 for detailed charts because Van Breeze. So let me see what her clinicians is. Her clinicians is a, let's see, clinicians is perception. So it is a 59. So basically rolling a 79. All right, we're off to a great start. Anybody want to give me a fate point? Because I think she only has 2.
I'll give her a fate point, sure.
Let me double check that before we
Does
commit.
the Almanac Astrae Divinitas affect her?
That's a great question. I don't recall off the top of my head. Actually, hold on. I have stuff in my notes. Or in her character sheet. Give me just a second here.
What kind of role?
I believe that was a Cynicians, you said?
I
Yeah,
don't have.
Cynicians. I have the best craft Navis Prima, which is plus 20 navigating the warp. I don't think that helps.
Okay.
I do have
If
2
it's a
fate points.
Cynicians roll, then it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a sign. This is just the Cynicians roll at the moment.
Okay.
So, Alterios, you're sacrificing one of your fate points for her?
Yeah, I got 5.
All right, here we go. Getting a
Not
79.
gonna need to re-roll 4 times.
That is a 31 with 4 degrees of success.
Great success.
Yes. All right. We have succeeded. Roll on the table for duration. So let me see. Navis primer right here.
Forever.
2. Somebody go ahead and give me a 1d10 roll, please. Anybody? Doesn't matter.
I got it.
Actually, stand by. Hold that thought for a second.
Oh.
I may not need to make that roll. Roll once.
Well, it's a 1 if you do need it.
But I already know what the base travel time is going to be. No, we don't need that one. No, we don't need that roll. Never mind. So next one is warding the ill tidings. House Van Breeze pre-warp rituals and traditions must be observed, assuming the Lord Captain said so. You've got plenty of time to do them, so I don't see why you wouldn't. So I guess at this point, everybody's is coughing up their pocket change, melting it down into your little skull face, whatever the heck it was. I forget what the specifics were, but you melting coins down into something, and then later they get thrown onto the hull.
Yeet.
Didn't
roll
you have
one
a picture of this?
I'm
I
sorry?
like how we're paying the warp to be nice to us.
that's basically what it is. Everybody gives up a couple of coins from their pocket. Yeah. All right, everybody tip the warp fairies. Be kind to your warp fairies. All right. Roll 1d100 versus crew morale. Your crew morale is actually 101, so you're not going to
Sorry.
fail that.
Mic check. Can you hear me now? I didn't realize
Yes.
I'd raised my headset boom.
Yes, you're good.
No, it's a skull with ovals.
That's it.
I didn't realize it's needed for that. And no, we're not doing any of that. We're not paying off the warp. We're paying the ferryman.
Yes, yes, you're right. Everybody tip the ferryman. Be kind to your ferryman.
Yeah.
Okay. We are not gonna. Normally, we would have to roll 1d100 versus crew morale, but your crew morale is like 101, so you literally can't fail it unless I add some ridiculous modifiers on there, which I'm not going. I feel like your ship and crew morale
Unless you
is
roll
actually,
a 1. Or no.
I would have to roll a 100 to fail that roll.
We just defeated a whole bunch of orcs and avenged the former rogue trader's death.
Yeah, your morale is pretty friggin' high.
I was going to ask if we could get any bonus to that morale in case you do decide to do some dumb shenanigans later.
I guess until you make it to Taslak 5 or something ridiculous happens to the ship and crew, you can have a morale of 110.
Yay.
Speaking of ridiculousness and warp-powered shenanigans, all players make a willpower test as the ship translates into the warp.
Oh shoot, I don't have
Hold
that.
on, I gotta get my sheet. I forgot my numbers.
Yep. So willpower, and then
At
Lord
least I have an
Captain
excuse.
and Icarus have a plus 20 modifier. Reinhardt and Jace, you guys have a plus 30 modifier.
Yay.
Because you're a bit more experienced in warp shenanigans. Warner, did you fail?
Methinks that's a fate point for the re-rollins.
Yes, because if you fail this, you're going to make a warp hallucination roll with a plus 10 for every degree of failure. That's a success.
Yay, much better.
Warner is good.
What
Who
kind
else?
of roll is this? Just straight
Willpower.
Willpower plus 30. For Jace, anyway. Bless you, I think.
Thank you.
Okay, that's an 80. I'll go ahead and roll on that.
That looks like success.
Yep.
Icarus. Also a success with a single-digit roll. Nice. Nice.
007.
Yeah. 007 even. All right, Rev.
I'm trying to get the PDF. It was a no. It was a weird. The PDF was a weird size on my screen, and it was. I was trying to get it resized with one hand. You know how difficult it can be to do something with just one hand, Omar.
What?
I'm specifically not responding to that, except for this message right here. As we wait for Rev to make his roll. For Rev, you have a plus 20 to your willpower.
Yeah. I think I forgot to level my character between sessions. Oh well.
That's fine. I forgot to level up Yunko and Anastasia.
All right.
I spent points on fellowship.
You're becoming a better people person.
I think that's a success.
That's a success. All right. Next step is locating the Astronomicon. This is normally it would be a routine Cynicians test, but because of the Dagger Cloud Nebula, this is actually a challenging test for the Navigator. So this will be against a 59. She's going to spend one of her 2 fate points for a 69.
What
Nice.
test is this? Is this willpower?
This is Cynicians for the Navigator.
Okay.
Eating a 69.
Nice.
And she got it with 3 degrees of success. So, plus 10 bonus navigation warp test for the remainder of the trip. Now
I don't trust this. We're getting lots of low numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to re-roll.
I
That's
know.
something, right?
Hey, low numbers during a warp trip is fine with me.
I'm rolling the high numbers IRL right now. It's okay.
The next roll I need to make is a challenging navigation warp test to determine length of journey. This is going to be plus 20 for detailed charts, plus 20 for the Navis Prima, minus 10 because of the Dagger Cloud. So that's going to be plus 30. That's going to put me at 89. Nope, navigation warp is a different skill. Give me.
Been a while.
Navigation. So that's.
Oh, right. I need to find the people
Intelligence
about
59, 59, 79, 99, 89.
nice.
And what kind of roll is this?
A 8 degrees of success roll.
Well, I'm wondering if it's 9 degrees.
Why?
What kind of roll is it?
Oh God, why'd my brain shut off now?
Navigation warp.
Thank you, navigation warp. And I used the Navis Prima, whatever. I used that.
Prima donna.
Yep, the
Okay, what about the Almanac Astrae Divinitas?
I think that one works for you for piloting. In this case, I could be mistaken and maybe not remember all the details for that.
Okay,
The more important part is
her too.
Yeah, I think that's where. Okay. In this case, this is actually really good for you guys though, because it's going to change your travel time significantly. Let me look. God damn it! What am I looking for? This is degrees of failure. Success determines length of journey. Base travel time is Looking at table 2-4 PDF 3-4. 4-4. Right there. Whoa, okay. Let's see. That means we have an inability to do math in my head, so give me just a second here.
You're getting old, Omar.
Shut your face.
I haven't been able to do math in my head since
I could do math in my head a lot, but for some reason I
Algebra
couldn't
2?
this time.
Uh-huh. We hear you. We hear your excuse.
Okay. We have 4 warp encounters to resolve. So, let me get my
Them
notes here.
warps.
So, we have our first 5-day stretch. Is there anything that anybody wants to get into or after during this time? I have something for you before we do the warp navigation, whatever the hell, warp encounter stuff. Anybody? Stop moving. Stop moving. Anybody? Going once? Going twice?
Oh,
Go,
no.
Going.
Okay. During the first 5 days.
Training the crew.
Yeah, that's true. You'd be working on your training and whatnot. I will say this though. During those first few nights, all of you have some trouble sleeping. Now, when I say some trouble, this isn't like insomnia. This is waking up every couple of hours, rolling over, rolling back the other way, looking at the clock, going, "Why can't I go back to sleep?" And then within about another 5 or 10 minutes, you're back to sleep again. But
That actually is a type of insomnia.
sure. But the first night in particular, that's about as bad as it gets. The second night, it's a little bit worse. You spend 20 or 30 minutes awake at a time. And when you do finally go back to sleep, there is a dream. And in this dream, there is a figure that you can see in the distance, but it's really, really, really hard to make out any particular details. It's dark, it's foggy, it's very monochromatic. For everybody other than Icarus, it's very much black and white. Not like black and white TV, but like the coloring of things, because of how dim it is black and white. For Alterios, it's red and pink and white and whatever. You have a very red-shifted monochrome view.
Yes.
As if you were looking at things through a red eyeball of the Omnissiah or something. But there is a figure that you can see in the distance, in the mists, in the fog, in the smoke. You're not really sure what it is. And he seems to be, I don't know, not dancing, not wiggling, not frantically flailing about, but also he's not standing still. He's definitely mobile. But then you wake up and you're not really sure what to make of all of that. And over the next few nights before this first warp encounter, whatever it may end up being, you continue to dream of this person. And each night, if you were 20 feet away the first night, you get a foot or two closer. Maybe you get an extra step closer.
Yeah. Reinhardt is spending lots of time in the chapel.
I was gonna say, I'm putting my servo
Dream of the
skulls
same
about
thing.
where I think it is, and just like clawing at it.
Go ahead, Reinhardt. You were going to say something. And then let me see what Reinhardt has, and then I'm going to see what Icarus has.
Just, you dream of the same thing 2 nights in a row, then that's a little off. You dream 3 nights in a row, Reinhardt is in the chapel with whatever member of the ecclesiarchy.
Well, you have a ship's chaplain of some sort,
Yeah.
I'm sure. I don't know if we ever established that as an actual position or what have you, but you got somebody that at the very least is filling that role. And one of the things, well, let me see what Icarus has first. Icarus, what do you want to try to do?
It was just being silly. I put my servo skulls about the position where it would be if it was physically occupying a space in whatever bunk I'm in, and just having the servo skulls sit there. So
Oh, you got
whenever
it. You got your servo skulls in Guardian mode?
yeah,
Okay.
just kind of sitting there and like pawing at the air where the
Yeah.
apparition would be if it was real.
Just in case that way in the dream the servo skulls will show up there, right?
Yeah, and they start pinching it.
Yep.
I'll
yep,
teach
okay.
it.
For you, Ryan, is anybody else going to respond in any way to these dreams before I?
Describe the dancing thing again. I'm sorry.
So it's hard to tell what exactly this guy's doing. He's not flailing his arms about all wild and crazy like, but he's not dancing either because there's no apparent rhythm. But he's definitely moving in place, and it's kind of hard to make out what he's doing because, again, low light, low visibility because of the mists and fogs and smokes and whatever the hell it is. And obviously, it's all monochrome black. Like, where there might be some sort of terrain, it's all black. It's just, let me put it this way. Has everybody here seen Stranger Things?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
been
At
a while.
least the early seasons.
Right. So every time 11 goes into the not the upside down, but like when she's doing her telepathy thing and everything's just black and she's walking through like a layer of water, I want you to imagine that, and then where a beam or cone of light might be and a person might be is what you see, but it's further obscured by this smoke or fog or whatever the case might be. And it's not very bright. It's not very bright light, and it's very monochromatic otherwise. And again, for Icarus, it's got a red hue versus everybody else's black and white. Was anybody else trying to do anything, or shall I resolve Reinhardt's efforts?
Well, not only do we have a chaplain, we've got a whole like ecclesiastical corps, probably something akin to a small town's bishopric, where
Probably.
there's not only the there's essentially like a head ecclesiarch of the ship.
Mm-hmm. You've definitely got Ministorum, or
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, you've definitely got Ministorum representation aboard.
A
Reinhardt,
ship
sorry, go ahead.
a ship this size would have multiple chapels and plenty of staffing for each of those chapels.
Yes, certainly, that makes sense. So Reinhardt, two things become apparent. One, as you are interacting with different ecclesiarchs or ministorum officials, what have you, whatever you want to call them, priests.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes apparent that you and the rest of it becomes apparent to Reinhardt in particular that he's not the only one having these dreams. That it seems like a fair majority of a number of people are experiencing what appears to be the same dream. Or if not necessarily the same dream, then many of the details are very similar. Or perhaps people don't know how to express themselves. It's kind of hard to tell. The other thing is in sitting with this chaplain, the chaplain leans over to you at one point and says, Archmilitant, have you perhaps tried reaching out to this individual to see who they might be? Perhaps they are a wayward soul requiring assistance. And I realize my accent is shifting between a couple.
That's all right.
It
Yeah,
actually,
it's okay,
it actually
Commodore.
adds a little bit to this character now.
I have not.
It is worth noting that perhaps the message your dreams are telling you, telling all of us perhaps, that reaching out might be one way to solve it. Or, of course, you could drink Promethium and that will solve all the problems, but I don't recommend that particular course of action.
Yeah, I've seen that remedy tried. It's not pretty.
No, but I've heard you'll stay warm for the rest of your life. This is obviously a chaplain with a very dark sense of
Mhm.
humor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the Tower of Pratchett.
If there is anything else I could do for you, my friend, I certainly would be willing and able to help the Archmilitant, a senior, most respected member of our crew.
Yeah, just keep me in your prayers. Good sir.
Of course, I keep all of the souls of this ship, and the Pelros too, in my prayers. And I hope that our journey through the warp ends soon, because if these dreams continue, cannot promise the outcome. I'm one part curious and one part frightful. Were it not for the nerve of the God Emperor, I'd be much weaker.
Understood.
All right. Anything else regarding these dreams, or anything else before we hit our first potential warp encounter?
What I know from reports that everyone is having these dreams, or a lot of people.
Do you want to make a quick roll? Like, I don't know. Let me see. No, I mean, do you ask around? Do you talk to others and see what kind of?
It would be more like, am I getting reports?
Yeah, I think they start to trickle in at first. That it's not even necessarily a report. It's you hear one of the bridge crewmen, kind of talking out the side of their mouth, like, "Hey, did you have that same dream I had?" That kind of bullshit. And then, like, the second or third day, it becomes a bit more apparent that you guys are not the only ones having these dreams. It seems like everybody on the ship is having them. If not everybody, then a significant amount of people are.
Probably get it from me because if the sleep schedule being disrupted starts affecting maintenance efficiency,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
probably hear about
You definitely
that.
start to see reports of some of the maintenance tasks are, the first couple are like 15 or 20 minutes behind because somebody overslept, and then you start getting like more and more maintenance reports that are like an hour behind, 2 hours behind. People showing up incredibly late for work, showing up groggy, not enough motivation. You end up having to kill a few people, in fact, to prove a point. The flesh is weak. Get better. Be better.
Commissars.
Maybe you'd enjoy it more if you thought of it less. Turns into fucking
Yeah.
servitor.
Exactly. Because of course this is for Warhammer 40K, so things are really fucking grimdark and really fucking nasty. But yeah, so eventually it's not difficult to determine that it seems like everybody is suffering from this shared dreaming experience. That said, unless there's something you want to get into first, I need.
There is.
Okay, what is it?
Now that I know that everyone is having this.
And let's say this is day 4, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Since faith is an actual tangible thing that can have an effect on surroundings.
Yes, especially if you're an orc.
No, like faith in the emperor. There's a lot of the lore, especially that's been coming out lately, show that, like the faith of the Sisters of the Battles have actually made them immune to some psychic effects that have even affected space marines.
Mm-hmm.
Not to saying that our ship is on the order of level of faith of a bunch of Sisters of Battle, but I am going to, over the mass intercom, I am going to address the dreams and give a rousing speech that the faith of the Emperor can protect against all, and encourage all who are troubled to turn their faith toward the Emperor and to believe even stronger.
Okay, give me command roll.
Okay. Where did I
If you
drop
would
it?
like to use a different skill relating to manipulating people's minds instead of command, by all means, but they're probably going to all be based to fellowship.
Yep. Hold on.
So the only difference then would be if you invested in one skill more than.
1 second.
And would you say, as I consider modifiers to throw on there, would you say that Ruggedillo commonly addresses the crew? Or would this be something weird must be going on, because he never addresses us via the PA.
No, I like the way I treated the other ship. I try to run my ship to show that I have some level of care
Okay.
of how all the decks are.
Okay. I think that's not too
It's
terribly
it's it's not it's not like a daily address,
right.
but certainly, like for example, I would have given the crew a big address to announce that we had defeated the orcs and we had avenged the former fallen of those who had lost brothers, and which is why I was advocating for a
The
bonus to
morale boost.
morale.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that I could live with that. So yeah, this will just be a challenging command, or if you have a better skill that you would like to try.
And nobody's going, this is weird. Everybody's going, oh yeah, I was having dreams like that.
Yeah, that's weird. Even the Lord Captain's having these kind of. It's got to be the warp, and then everybody's like, "Father, bless me, please forgive me, for I have sinned."
Actually, I don't say that I'm having these dreams. I say that reports have come to my attention.
Ah, okay, that's fair. Lord Captain looks out for us. He truly is a servant of our father, the God Emperor.
I don't know if charm would count any toward this, or if it would strictly be a command, because this is more of an encouragement and
Do you have a boost in charm? Do you have like charm plus 10?
I have charm plus 20.
I'll give you a plus 10 on your command roll. Let's say you've got some charm elements weaved into your message.
Okay.
I'll give you a plus 10 for your command.
All right, I thought I
Any
had
good
some.
speechwriter will throw in those brevity moments. Not brevity, levity moments into their to make sure they have the attention of listening. I am not a speechwriter, so don't listen to that if you don't think it's true.
I thought I'd put some. I don't have the right document up. I've got notes elsewhere as to what level ups I've taken, and I feel like there should be another plus to command, but I'm not seeing it. Give me a second. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely put together tonight.
We're aware. And I don't mean that in a rude manner either. Like we discussed earlier, that with all the pain you're in, I don't want to ask too much of you.
I could sing a little song and dance if you'd like.
No. I feel like that would be asking, the bear to be a gentle soul.
I'm well versed in a number of Katy Perry songs if you like.
No.
Which one is it? The lion? The something about a lion? Or is it tigers? Or is it bears?
I will make my
Oh,
presence
away,
very
oh,
scarce if you
away,
start
oh,
singing
away,
like that.
oh, away.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle.
The lion sleeps tonight.
Now that we violated some sort of copyright infringement, which
I
thankfully
was
is
gonna
not owned by
say
Games
Disney's coming
Workshop.
for you now, which is weird because it's not game. Yeah.
Aha! You'll never catch me.
Are you gonna make this roll or not?
That's.
I'm
Luau.
I'm looking for my notes. Gorsh, give me a moment.
Just give me your fellowship plus 10 and call it a fucking day.
If you're hungry for a hunk of fun juicy meat, eat my buddy Pumbaa here because he's a treat. Ooh, you aching for some bacon? He's a big pig. You can be a big pig too. Ooh.
Careful now with the comedy. You need if you do it, don't laugh loudly. Hawaiians don't like a loud laugh; they like a low haw.
Oh,
He
the
really had to put
groan.
that one together before he sent it out,
the
didn't he?
the groan.
Groan.
Where? Oh, right. Sorry, it's inside of the PDF, and I had to stop and think for a second.
Yes. And I'm sure that was painful in and of itself.
So, yeah, I should have. I think so. I've got a Rogue Trader Advanced command, and I've got a line through it, which means. Oh no, wait, that's just for basic command. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I should have a. I'm sorry, I should have a plus 10 on there.
Okay. Well, now you have a plus 20. Because you're going to use elements of your charm in there.
Technically, if I cross my fingers and spend some of the XP I've earned, I can have a command plus 20.
No. But if you throw a fate point on there, you can have a plus 30.
That's okay. I mean, I could literally spin the thing and not have told you. I could have just
You
spin
could
it.
have, yeah, but you did, so here we are.
All right, so it's going to be 67 plus 20, so I've got to beat an 87.
Yep. Single digit. A 1 even. So yeah.
That's a critical success
So-
or something, isn't it?
I don't know about critical success, but I will say this much. You spend the next day and a half before your next warp encounter, which I realize don't happen exactly on every 5th day, but for the sake of argument, this one does. You spend the next day and a half before your next possible major event hearing nothing about these dreams. Whatever troubles and strife that these dreams cause your crew and senior crew, they have no problems. Now, your player characters is a different matter, because I can control. I can't control it. Well, I you know where I'm going with that. Maybe. On that next night, Reinhardt, do you follow the chaplain's advice? Do you try to reach out for this individual? Do you try to close the distance as you dream yet again of this individual in the darkness?
I will hail the individual. I won't reach them, but I'll
Okay.
speak to them.
Okay.
Who are you, and what do you want?
Give me a willpower -20.
Alrighty.
Because as we all know,
So
pulling the
that's
trigger and punching
terrible.
somebody in a dream is stupid fucking difficult.
Yes.
Unless you're a psychopath. Don't respond any further if you are one of those that can do that.
Okay.
I can
So
kill people with my mind.
I tell you what, every time I have a dream and I try to pull the trigger, it is so fucking hard to do it. But in real life, it's done. All right. 91.
that is in no way
Yeah.
any kind of success.
No. Listen, this is almost. You don't need to spend a fate point if you don't want to. There's nothing riding on this. You're just going to keep getting plagued by this dream and not getting any further. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you could spend it if you want to, but in economy style,
and
it's
a
not
minus
important.
20, I'm not likely to make it, even if I do real roll.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll just take the failure.
Is anybody else making this effort to, perhaps of their own volition, or maybe they heard somebody else say, maybe I should try to close the distance? Is anybody else trying to reach out to or for this individual in their dreams? You don't have to.
My character uses nothing more than just an annoying.
You know what? I
reoccurring
will make the
effect.
same offer for you, but in your case, instead of reaching out for or to, perhaps in your dream you will try to manifest your server skulls to give you a little bit of comfort. I mean, the result is still going to be a willpower -20, but
Sure, let's throw that. It's not going
because
to
of course for
happen.
Icarus, his dream has to be totally different, and suddenly Archimedes and Pythagoras are both there with him.
No.
What'd you
No.
get? 48? I don't imagine you have any 68 willpower.
No, my willpower is only 32. There's I just threw those dice to see where they
Okay.
landed.
Okay. All right. In that case, Darius or Brigdio, are you guys attempting to reach out to your ghostly counterpart, dreamy counterpart, I suppose?
For a psyker, would it just be willpower, or would anything else come into play?
I think just because of how dreams work, even with a well-regulated mind, it would still be difficult. But I think it'd be willpower -10.
Could Winter reach out?
She can.
I feel like
whether or
Winter
not she
would do that.
tells you is a different story. I will say this: I don't even know. I don't have her character sheet open, so.
I do.
Okay, go ahead and make that willpower -10. I feel like her willpower is like a 50 something.
64.
64. So this will be a 54.
You can decide whether or not she tells me, but I feel like she would try.
Well, she won't if she can't actually get a hold of the individual.
Fair.
So yeah. All right. Give me 2 1d100 plus 10 rolls, please.
I pushed the button. Boop.
All right, 59. And
Someone else pushed the button.
You said 59, but that's 49.
Yeah, it's
It's plus 10.
1d100 plus 10.
Oh, right.
Where is this? So we've got a 59 and a 90.
90.
All right, so 59. Spontaneous inhuman combustion
Yikes.
or warp rift.
Ooh.
Now, the warp rift is a physical encounter, which means you can navigate around it. The spontaneous inhuman combustion. Let's see. The GM chooses one component of this if this encounter manifests aboard a vessel. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me if it's it's obviously a physical encounter. It's psychic. Doesn't specify.
Part of the ship catches on fire.
But it still has to manifest. So
Let's take option 2 and see if we can time travel.
that would be the temporal hole.
Warp Rift. Warp
The
Rift is
warp rift
demons.
is if the navigator does not circumvent this encounter, the vessel slews into a nebula of unreality for 1d10 days, and each day the ship is within the nebula, the GM rolls on warp incursions.
I believe I have said the hell no to that one before.
That
I
does
feel
sound
like-
familiar.
I feel
Hell
like-
no.
I feel like being able to avoid it with our high ability to avoid things is still better.
Avoiding things is good.
Okay.
Yeah, the
So
Warp Rift then.
to verify or confirm, we are going to attempt to maneuver away from the warp rift.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Navigator
pushes
can
on the stick.
attempt to
Dive,
avoid
dive,
the.
dive.
The navigator can attempt to avoid the encounter by rolling to detect it. An ordinary +10 Cynicians test. Let me see. So that will be 59 plus 10. Nope, 49 plus 10 is. Yep, so 59.
Hey, yeah.
That is a 52. She does detect it in time to respond. Nope, that's not what I wanted opened. I want this open. So,
I thought we had something giving her a higher. I thought she was higher than that anyway.
well, this is Cynicians. The next part is the
Darius is the one
navigating
that gives
part.
them.
Next is the navigator makes a challenging navigation warp test. Now she has a +10 from one of her earlier rolls and a +20 from some combination of the Navis Primer and Navis Prima and the thing that Darius has referenced. So she's going to have a total of +30 on this navigation warp, which I think is going to make it an 89.
Any
Verify
difficulties from
my
us
numbers.
being in the cone of shame there?
I'm sorry?
Any difficulties from us being in the cone of shame there?
I'll have to check that, actually, because you might be right. So 49,
Cone of
59. Why do I have 62 on here? Oh, intelligence, that's why. 62. So we're actually at 92, but do I have a -10 because of the thingy? Let's see. -10 traveling through the thingy. That's the other thing. Let's see. Bear with me.
It would not surprise me if it's not written down anywhere and you just gotta.
Well, this is because the Dagger Cloud Nebula is a homebrew. I came up with a homebrew thing for your. And I did not specify for navigating for these sorts of things. So,
Go
for
through that.
encounters, yeah, the only thing I added for the encounters was the +10 to the 1d100 roll. So the actual avoiding them is as per normal.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's going to be 62, 92. And success. Now we need the helmsman to make an ordinary +10 pilot spacecraft. He also gets, I believe, a +10 or 20 from his almanac of piloting, whatever the hell the thing's called. Darius, that's you.
Sorry.
Helmsman.
What am I rolling?
Pilot spacecraft +10 as a base, and then +10 or 20 for that book. And anything else you have.
Rev, do you remember if it was +10 or +20 for the almanac?
I don't have that card readily available. It would be in your chat history with me, but that might be a ways. Let me just look it up in the book.
Oh, that's right. It did come out of Into the Storm, yeah?
I mean, how often do you make a plus sign? Just go to your, DMs with him and search for plus.
Well, I would have just pasted the thing.
Oh, as an image, you can do has:_image, and it should.
Well, why doesn't he do that method, and I will see if I find it first in the book. Now, it was in Into the Storm, I believe.
Oh, it's an actual fucking item. I thought it was whatever homebrew guess.
Are we
Oh.
talking about the whatever Divinitas thing?
Yes.
Well, I found this image.
I don't know where you posted it.
In the voice chat.
Oh, in Discord
No,
or in Zoom?
Zoom.
Oh, it would be much further up than that. Hold.
I think that was gonna be the part of the house. Oh no, that's the actual opal thingy.
That's
Yeah.
as close as I could get. Yeah.
Yeah. Into the storm, extended armor.
Starship components.
I thought it was a.
Or is it?
I thought it was technically under like tools or something.
You're probably right.
Almanac Astra Divinitas.
There it is.
Plus 10 bonus to navigation, pilot, scholastic lore, or trade tests, where its information is directly relevant to the circumstances.
Okay. So plus 10 to your piloting, is that what it said?
Yeah, plus
Okay.
10.
So you're piloting plus 10, plus 10. So right now we're at a total of plus 20.
Okay.
And then whatever your piloting skill, if you have a plus 10 in your pilot skill from training experience, then we're sitting at a 30, which I think you have, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. You would know better than I do. I know by this point some of y'all have plus 10s and extra things, different skills.
I have a plus 20, I think. I've got 3 check marks.
Okay. 3 check marks in the skill, 3 out of the 4 for that individual skill.
Yeah.
That's going to be plus 10. The fourth one is plus 20.
No. The second, third, and fourth boxes are checked.
Oh, because piloting is not a basic skill. Okay, so yeah, then
Right.
you do have a plus 20.
Okay, so
Plus
that's
20,
plus
plus 30,
40.
plus 40. Jesus, this ought to be easily avoided. And then whatever this number is, just remember that you have this number because we'll probably have a few more things to avoid along the way.
So unless I roll 100, I win.
Okay, don't roll 100. Jesus Christ, man, what did we just say? Alterios, you were supposed to roll that.
Peak of the
Yeah.
devil, and up he comes.
Okay.
He took my jury.
I am spending a fate point.
Yeah, because what are the chances of getting a 1 out of a 100 again? Simultaneously.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, now that I said it, it's probably a bit higher, but...
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking funny.
There we
Hey,
go.
look, not a 100.
Okay, so we have avoided that encounter. So I can get rid of that big bad boy. And we have another 5 days until there's another encounter. Well, it doesn't have to be 5 specifically, but you get the idea. Is there anything you want to get after while these dream sequences continue? Because yes, the dreams continue. And you are getting slowly more and more closer to this individual, but the details remain obscured.
I want to start a little special training
Okay.
to reinforce the minds of our soldiers.
Okay.
Basically meditation.
Sure.
Are you wanting to give them? Are you wanting to do like the special training rules where you're going to up their willpower, like we talked about? Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
Okay. Rev, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I feel like they need to make a willpower roll based on their current skill.
Yeah. I have all the rules here. It's a combination of his skill and theirs.
Okay.
So I don't have their skills in front of me.
See, okay, well, I should have it in. Let's see.
Let me. I have it. I have it saved in image form. So let me shoot that over to you for ease of use. Um, it's +5 for every 2 weeks of training. But
All right. So the lieutenant has willpower 35. Do they all have the same, or did I? The sergeant has 38. Armsman has as well. How did I give the lieutenant slightly less willpower?
that seems weird.
Does seem weird. Let's see if we can't change.
Maybe it was a typo.
Could have been. It really does seem. I need to get this dude's text box. There we go. It should be at least the same as the guardsman
Now-
or the armsman he's leading. So
We have
now
4
maybe-
squad. The way I set up the rules, we have 4 squads,
Correct.
and over a 2-week period, you can only train 1 squad. So for Omar's sake, are you training squad A, B, C, or D?
I put the lieutenant at 40 instead of 38.
Yay.
Cool.
Anyways,
What? Well, Rev, which squad would you prefer I work on?
Well,
You are the Lord Captain.
I am. Now, I thought we were going to do the training at the end once we figured out how, but we technically already know how long we're going to be in the warp unless there's some sort of major delay.
I mean, you
Mhm.
have a speculation that there are 4 or 5 day periods or parts thereof.
So roughly, we're going to be in the warp at least. We need to be in the warp for at least 2 weeks for a training period. So we're going to be in the warp long enough to trigger a warp training period. So do you want us all to go ahead and make all the rolls for this now, or do you want to wait?
Are you asking me? Sorry.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you will be in for 1 2-week period, so you can roll all 4 squads now if you.
Okay, so for everybody, any player character can participate in this. I've already made it clear that improving the squads is something that is for everybody and for our own benefit.
Already.
So anybody who wishes to train them in any characteristic can do so. And if there's a particular skill or talent you want to that you have that you want to pass over to them, as long as Omar approves it, there's rules for that too. But
Cool.
you can only do it to 1 squad at a time. So there's 4 squads and 4 of us, so technically we could each take a squad and try to train them something. So I don't know how we want to divide up the squads. I wasn't going to try to push any of that. I don't even know if Alterios' character would be interested or have any motivation to train the squad.
It's if I remember correctly, it's generally frowned upon to actually teach how to do anything above like work a spanner. Because that's for tech priests. So like,
But there are things you
probably
can
not.
teach your squads that would be beneficial in the field. Not necessarily specific skills, but like increasing their stats, basically.
Yeah. Like, for example, you could decide that for your own survival and to make sure that your machinery didn't get damaged, that you could try to teach them how to shoot better. But that's you seem like you're not interested in it, so you don't have to do that. I was just saying there can be a motivation that your character could find to train on non-technical things. But that also might your character might consider that beneath them and outside of their interests. So I can
Also
understand
quite
why you
true.
would.
Also a possibility because Altair or Icarus could be like, I don't have time to train soldiers how to be soldiers. I have to go fix the ship and make sure the machine is soothed in order to keep the Omnissiah off my ass. I'm sure that's not how a tech priest would look at it, but
Oh,
you
oh.
get the idea.
I think what we decided was the combat servitor counts as a squad. So if you want to improve something on him, so
That's an
instead of
option.
actually like training with a squad, you could do something technically, however you wanted to say it, that like the the accuracy is improved by +5 over this 2-week period if you succeed your test.
Load image failed.
Yeah, because I have a shitty model for you. Sorry. But this model does have his stats on it.
Yeah, I guess I could do something like that.
Okay,
Oh.
so I'm assuming then you're going to pick your combat servitor since
Yeah.
that's the only combat form I know of. So how it works is it uses a combination of your and their skills. So if it's I think with you it's just a tech use skill if it's something you're working on a but for us
You guys
it's
command or leadership art? I think training is actually a skill too. Am I right?
I don't think so.
I think
I
that
don't.
Leadership
that's
isn't either, actually.
I think that's an only war.
Yeah. No, that sounds right. So yeah, it would be command or I suppose using that specific skill yourself.
No, so for example, if he wants to help them with willpower, if he wants to essentially give a squad better faith in the Emperor and work with them on their prayers and strengthen their resolve and whatever else, he's going to take the bonus from his willpower, add it to their willpower total, and that's the number that's going to be rolled again. So it gets harder as it goes on, so it's an inverse situation. What is the willpower for the troops? I'm not looking at them.
35 for the armsman.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
38. 38 for the armsman.
38 for the armsman. So 100 minus 38 is going to be
62.
62.
Mhm.
So 62. What is your willpower on your
Mine?
character? Yes.
50.
So you're going to add a +5 to that 62. I think you said.
Yeah, 62 makes it 67.
Yeah. So you're going to be rolling a 67 to see if they succeed over that 2-week period, and gaining a +5 to willpower.
Do I roll that now?
Yeah. Yes.
$19.
All right. So which squad is getting the +5 willpower? I don't remember whose squad is whose.
Well, it's not assigned per person necessarily. He can pick any squad he wants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was leaving it up to the Lord Captain.
Well, let's assume that you came to me and asked which squad.
Yep.
I would call Warner into the room. I would ask
I will arrive.
him if there was a particular squad he wished to take under his tutelage, and I understood that all the squads were technically under his chain of command. I would ask him if there was a particular squad he felt whose resolve could be strengthened, as that is what is it Jace is your character's name?
Yes.
Correct.
I had a bit of a
You're fine.
so I would then ask that Jace wishes to strengthen the resolve of any squad. So essentially I'm asking what squad do you want to train, if any, and is there a particular preference that you have for any squad for Jace?
I believe
Now
that
above the table.
Cassian is usually attached to Squad Athens,
Yes.
and it wouldn't be a bad thing for his squad to be the one that the resolve gets improved on.
Willpower, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
willpower for the A
Athens
squad.
yeah, that seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess now would be that, so I guess Omar, you can mark down that Squad Athens is getting a +5 to willpower at the end of 2 weeks. Warner, do you want to go ahead and declare which squad you'd like to try to train? And on what? It can't be the same squad.
Right. So we had Squad Athens. We had Squad
Bactria.
Bactria. That's right. Yeah, the Bactrians were renowned archers. I'll take Squad Bactria, and I will attempt to improve their ballistics.
Okay, so their ballistics is 40. Inverted makes it a 60 plus your ballistic skill bonus is what they have to roll under.
So
Ballistic
what's their
skill doesn't technically have a bonus, but
what is their ballistic
No.
skill?
Theirs is 40.
So if theirs is 40, then it's going to be 60 plus. What's your ballistics, Warner?
my ballistic skill is 69.
So it's going to be
66.
it's going to be 6 plus 60. Yeah, so 66.
So Warner, you'll need to roll a 66 or less in order to improve their skill with your tutelage.
All right. Let's give it a shot.
I thought your ballistics was higher than that, Warner.
Well,
He gets a lot of modifiers because of
metric
equipment.
ton of bonuses.
Would you
So
like to
that
fate
did
roll
not
that?
take.
Would you like to fate that?
It's toward the end of the night. I'm not going to spend it anywhere else. So yeah.
Oh, blood letters everywhere.
I've got fate points to spend.
Oh wow!
Hey, look, that's
no,
worse.
they don't get any better over this 2 weeks. Are there any other
That's a
squads
shame.
being trained?
Warner,
I'll-
you suck at training.
Apparently.
You don't know. You know what it is. It honestly, everybody, despite the Lord Captain's reassurances and instructions to seek men of faith for guidance, a lot of the armsmen are just distracted by those damn dreams.
There you go.
So
They're talking about the dreams on the firing range that you have built inside the ship.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
Hey, so let's go ahead and do. I would like to do some training as well.
Okay.
But Warner, I didn't finalize it. I was looking through everything. I don't think I finalized rules for the tech priest to level up a mechanical minion,
Okay.
or improve it.
I think it was
So
meant for Icarus, not.
Right. Yeah, that would
I'm
make
sorry.
more sense.
I didn't mean to say Warner.
I think we could use the same methodology though. Tech use with that same, or tech use bonus to that same skill. Or no. Tech use.
bonus to ballistic skill.
Yeah, well, tech use
Well-
with the inversion of that skill, because it would be easier to improve the lower. the lower it is.
Yeah. So invert whatever skill you're trying to improve, invert it and make it a tech use. No, that still doesn't work. You still
No.
roll against your own tech use.
No, it makes sense. So what he's doing is the roll uses the bonus from his tech use.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So the bonus from the tech use, skill roll inverted on whatever skill he's trying to improve.
So tech use is a talent, right?
No, it's a skill.
Yeah.
Skill.
Yeah, it's a
Intelligence.
5 bonus.
Okay, so it's based off intelligence though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you, if you were going to make just a straight tech use roll, what would the total number be?
58.
So take the bonus from that, take the 5. I thought you got some bonus. Well, I guess that's your skill, not the bonuses from all your equipment.
Yeah.
Um,
Because like he's got
so-
a multi-tool that gives him a plus 10
right.
for
So
different things.
so what skill would you want to improve on your combat servitor?
Ballistic skill, because
Of course,
that heavy
ballistics.
bolting needs to hit more.
Yeah, I figured. What would that?
So
what
it's
is
a
that
30,
number?
so he needs to roll a 75
75.
or less.
Yep.
Which
Okay.
shouldn't be terribly difficult. But now that I just said that out loud, I'm really sabotaging you guys a little bit. Okay. So his ballistic skill is going to go up. It's going to go to 35.
Now,
You're not using the hunchback anymore?
This is the model I have saved for whatever reason.
Okay.
Which
So-
sucks because apparently all you guys see is a white dot.
No, I see a green army man with a mechanical arm.
Okay. Well, that's better than what everybody else was getting, apparently.
I actually haven't looked at Tabletop Simulator the last couple of minutes because I've had too many rule sheets up.
That's
That's fine.
Yeah,
So yeah-
he looks like
Now-
he's got a railgun arm and like a tweezer thing.
and
Now-
claw bits.
Yeah, now if hypothetically, for those who passed, if we get to the next planet and then we travel to the warp again without having a combat encounter for whatever squad got a training. So for example, Squad A can only get another +5 in willpower until, meaning they can only get a +10 bonus in willpower until Omar's like, okay, they have had a chance to put what they've practiced. So Omar could decide that combat doesn't improve their willpower. Omar could decide, oh, it's this thing that tested their willpower in the warp or whatever else, and that solidified their training. So Omar
we're
has
not allowed to just stack training forever.
Basically, yeah, it's meant to prevent. Oh, I'm just
Run
gonna keep
away.
training ballistic every chance I get.
We're gonna fly the Acheron around in a circle.
But for example, with Icarus's combat servitor, he's got a +5 on it now.
Yep.
So if we get into combat next week and his combat servitor is there and shoots, and all, so it's with him, it's not going to be putting what he's practiced into play. It would be more like, ah, yes, my improvements worked as intended. Now I can go from here.
Mhm.
Because you're basically programming the servitor to do better gunnery. You're like, here, let me give you better gunnery software.
Well,
No-
willpower is easy to solidify.
Yeah, scare the shit out of them. Make them have bad dreams. Oh, look, they're having bad dreams.
Well, like I said, it's the GM's discretion it's the GM's discretion if it with something like willpower. I like combat. It's easy enough. Yep, he fired. He hit
But
something.
willpower does come into play in a combat situation too, depending on the nature of
Yeah.
combat and the things that
Pinning.
It's up to you. So
Yeah.
while squads A and B are being trained, I suppose I will see to squad. What did we decide C was?
Well, it's certainly not Catachan.
It was
No, it's
not
Crete,
Charlie.
actually. It's Crete.
Yes,
Something like
Crete.
Crete. Something to do
And
with
Crete.
Delphi.
Right, Crete. I was curious if I couldn't remember. Like Carthage seemed not Greek enough, even though it was a Phoenician colony.
The
So
Phoenicians were not Greeks.
eh,
At any rate, before we follow that tangent down a rabbit hole.
they were certainly Hellenistic. But anyway, I digress.
Okay, you're Hellenistic.
Oh boy.
After Alexander, who wasn't?
The Gauls.
Anyway. Jesus, guys, come on.
All right, so I will be making a roll for them.
What are they working on?
Well, I think that for the squads, ballistic might still be the way to go.
Okay. For the Cretians,
Yes. So I'm assuming
60 plus 1/10 of your ballistic skill.
yes.
Shoot like me, men, and you will never miss.
I pull
Cease
out
to miss
all
every shot.
I pull out all 3 of my pistols and bullseye the target.
Without
Meaning-
even looking.
Yeah, no, hold on. I quick draw both of my pistols, put one into the bullseye, turn to them and say "see," and as I turn and facing away from the target, my shoulder mounted
Yeah.
pistol bullseyes it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, there's
Um,
some drunt in the back that goes, "Show off."
If there's a drunk in my elite squads, he's gonna probably have a bad time.
No, a grunt is what I said.
Oh, I thought you said a drunk, and I'm like, nope. So my ballistic skill, ironically, is 64, higher than Warner's. So,
I said mine was
Higher
69.
by
Yours is
2.
not higher.
oh, I thought you said it was 59. I'm sorry.
No, 69.
Nice.
So mine's slightly lower. I apologize.
Almost as good as. That's
What-
what you want to say.
One more advance, Warner. One more advance on my character sheet.
How much does it cost to advance that?
Probably
not
more than
sure.
yours.
I can probably beat you.
I don't want to talk about it. I've lost the table.
You need a 66. Pass these guys.
Boosh.
A 64 plus 6 is a 66?
No, their gunnery or their ballistics is 40, which makes it a 60.
Oh, right.
Plus your 6
Mine.
is 66.
I did the math wrong in my head. I took the wrong numbers and added them together.
Okay. So the Cretan squad ballistic skill goes up as well.
Okay.
Yay!
And so far as I put in my rules, degrees of success don't matter.
Correct.
I will be back momentarily.
All right. While he's doing that, is there anything else for what we do before the next warp encounter? As our dreams continue their dreaminess of, I can't make it to this guy, but I'm getting closer and closer, and I can't quite make out what they're doing or who they even are. You have the
I am
option to make
going to
willpower
check.
minus 20 rolls if you like to get a chance to get more details.
No, hell yeah.
Okay. Willpower minus 20.
Let's see. I will spend a fate point to increase that by 10.
Okay. Willpower
So-
minus 10. As you try your damnedest to make sense of all this. Oh, wow. What is that? 18? That sounds like
Yep.
success. What's your willpower?
50.
Wow. 4 degrees of success.
Well, minus 10 is 40.
Yes, so 3 still okay, so but this condition still applies.
Yeah.
So yeah, in your dream. Well, does anybody else want to make a chance before I reveal something here? Because obviously you're the only one that's going to know what this is. Actually, yeah, I got this. Okay. Disregard what I just said. Oh, I got this. All right, in your black and white dream, monochrome black, everything's black except for some gray swirly bits of mist or smoke or something, you can't really tell. And this figure that is difficult to make out any details is moving around in an odd manner, non-rhythmically, but not flailing like. You close the distance to where you can actually reach out and touch him. His back, he's turned away from you, but not like fully giving you his back. So when you approach, you have to kind of like put a hand on his shoulder. And as you touch his shoulder, you see what looks like spiders or some sort of hand-sized insects crawling around him, like in just complete covered, not completely covered, but like just crawling all over him, like several of these, like maybe a dozen or 2 dozen of these spiders crawling around him. And what he's doing is he's trying to get them off of him. And as you turn him to see who this person is, it's you.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
I bet you did. And these spiders, by the way, they are biting and clawing into you, but this person makes no sound as bits of his flesh and his blood are being consumed by these. They're not really spiders, but you also didn't roll well enough to see anything more about these spiders.
Spider, not spider.
And I rolled pretty well.
You did. You got 3 degrees of success.
Yeah.
Something is horribly wrong.
It's just traveling through the warp. This is normal for the warp. The warp. The warp. I was trying to make a song out of it, but I didn't really start very well, so I kind of had to make it work. Give me 2 1d100 plus 10s, please. Anybody?
Altruist, and I've already rolled once for this, Warner and
I'll
Jace
go ahead.
Let's go, Warner. Let's see what you got.
You said D10s?
1d100 plus 10.
Oh, a D100 plus 10. Okay. Whee!
56. That is spontaneous inhuman combustion.
Again!
Yeah. And what's the second roll? Who's rolling it?
Whoosh! Oh, sorry. I already clicked the button.
Well, as I recall, AD 100 plus
56.
and 10 is going to be still in the early Christian persecution era.
What?
He's making a history joke.
All right. Warp storm. If the navigator does not avoid this encounter, the vessel is pounded by a warp storm. If the ship's Geller field is fully operational, GM rolls 1d10 twice on table 8-12 critical hits. and chooses the lower result. If the Geller field is damaged, take the higher result. If it's not operational, you're fucked. It's actually at
Our
plus
Geller
2 to
field
the...
is definitely up.
Yeah, it's definitely up. Are we going to attempt to wander around this warp storm, or shall we see what explodes?
Wait, what are our two options?
Something exploding, or...
There's either a part definitely gets damaged, or possibly you avoid a part getting damaged.
Yeah.
Well, like, so the part getting damaged is unavoidable, but if we go with the warp storm, we can navigate around it potentially.
Correct. And you have a fairly good chance because your navigator has something like a plus 10 and a plus 40, and then the pilot has a plus 30 or something like that.
I know. And that's what I was gonna go with.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So Anastasia needs to make first a can I see the warning before the warning hits, which is ordinary plus 10 Psyniscience, which is a 69. I remember making the nice joke several times already. That is an impressive success. Now I need to make I want to say it's a 92, but let me double check that. Because I have plus 10. See, navigation warp is 62, 82, 92. Another 3 degrees of success. All right, it is now on to the pilot to maneuver based on instructions from the navigator. Piloting skill plus 30, I think was what we had last time. Darius?
What was
yeah.
it? You said basically as long as you don't roll 100, right?
Yeah.
I believe that's what he had,
Plus
yeah.
40. Plus 40.
Oh, you ended up with a plus 40?
Yeah.
Did you spend a fate point or no?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. Don't roll 100. Yes, I said it on purpose.
I
Okay,
didn't.
that's not 100.
Dum 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 dum.
And we avoid another one. All right, we have another handful of days before there is something else to happen. What would we like to do in this stretch? If nothing is an option other than the usual dreamy bullshit and talking amongst yourselves about dreamy bullshit. Darius,
Well,
you do have the option of conveying your dreams to everyone else if you like.
I'm sure I would mention it at some point.
Sign of the Aquila hastily made.
Probably to Winter.
Ooh, I see what you did there. Go to the GM character, so he has to give us more clues. Unfortunately for you, Winter is just as confounded, and at one point she even says something to the effect of, you would think even in my own regulated mind I would be able to figure this shit out, but I still haven't been able to get as far ahead in talking to this person than you did. Or as you did.
Well, I have some practice with this sort of thing.
Tell me your secrets. No, she doesn't say that. She certainly doesn't say it
No,
like that.
I literally have the trait pure astropaths.
That's right. You do have some sort of psychic
I have
connection. Not psychic connection, psychic connection, but connection to people who are psychic.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe you picked up some little trick along the way that you were able to make
He
work happen.
dated a psyker back in college.
He dated this like that. You know what? That if this wasn't Warhammer 40K, that would make perfect sense. And because this is Warhammer 40K, he killed a psyker in war school.
They don't.
He's
Omar.
sure served aboard many ships, and
had to kill a psyker before the
it is
psyker
Navy.
lost their shit and blew up the ship.
Not the modern Navy.
Omar, they don't just kill psychers as part of training. They put them on black ships.
Yes, I know that. I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm just
They
talking
feed
shit.
the Emperor.
They
Nom,
feed
nom,
the
nom.
Emperor. Yeah,
You're
that's
joking.
exactly
If some backwater planet somewhere doesn't just line up psychers to get shot every day.
Yeah, I'm sure most planets like, yeah, I'm not waiting for the black ship. Go fuck yourself. Blam!
Excuse me, but my planets aren't backwater.
Okay.
Of course they're not. Yeah.
Icarus,
Whatever makes you sleep better at night.
Icarus, you continue to be confounded by maintenance delays, and to the point where you're starting to see some, not just efficiency diminishing, but things are not working right. Like pressure building up that should have been relieved in different systems, or systems that should have had different checks and balances made that are either building too much pressure or not getting enough pressure. Because some of your acolytes and whatnot are confused and don't know how to respond to these dreams, and the flesh is weak.
Mm,
And also, you continue to have these same dreams in your red scale instead of monochrome.
yeah, it's
it.
very annoying.
Listen, you're the one who decided to worship the Omnissiah instead of the God Emperor.
Uh, as a little side tangent, I will tell Darius's character, spider death outcome unlikely, ship spider population well maintained.
Ship spider population well below 1% mean median population of humans.
I'm just gonna make an interjection here.
Huh?
The Emperor is the Omnissiah, Omar. Shut your heretical mouth.
That is one interpretation.
That is a compromise the upper echelons made. Don't ask them what they do behind closed doors.
No, because that's well beyond our pay grade.
All I can say is the Mechanicum. Yeah.
What a
You want your
poignant
shit?
point you just made there.
Something Storm Dragon.
I believe it's Void Dragon, but
Yes,
Dragon,
Void
yeah.
Dragon is, I think, the more
bad.
accurate term. Icarus, is there anything else you want to do? I just kind of picked you out random there.
I was gonna say,
Big E is St. George.
the beating of acolytes will continue until pressure improves.
Until efficiency improves.
Yeah.
It's not even morale, it's just efficiency. Fuck your morale.
Above the table, Alterios, I kind of want to see your character get their hands on one of the spiders in the dream.
The what?
Actually, wow. Okay.
Mechadendrite spiders.
Oh. All I'm thinking of now is spiders, but the shape of Doc Octopus. But greedy, hungry little claws on them. Anyway.
Based off the biomechanical shadows you've been throwing at us, I expect nothing less. But that's strictly up to Alterios whether he tries to actually interact with his dreams or succeeds or not.
It's going to be a willpower minus 20. Fate point will reduce that.
I'm not burning fate points on a.
I'm not burning fate points on a stupid dream.
Yeah, I've already burnt fate points on an NPC. I don't need to be wasting that.
That's a fair point. All right, shall we continue to our next warp encounter?
Yeah, that's gonna be my last one too, because like I am like falling asleep here.
Okay, all right. Give me 2 1d100 plus 10, please.
Who pushed button?
42.
42 stasis, or 13 all's well, no encounter
All's
at
well.
all.
You know, and one more dice. Okay.
All right, because you rolled an all's well, no encounter, the dreams seem to fade away. In your dream, the mysterious man that only Jace realized was himself actually fades away with the smoke. And for the rest of the voyage, it seems that this dream has gone away as well. We have one last encounter. Icarus, I know you're fading. Let's go ahead and see if we can knock out this encounter, and then we'll wrap for the night.
Icarus, why don't you make the rolls on this to give you a little mental stimulation?
Boop. Wait, well.
76, that is Etheric Wreath.
Yeah.
Or
Time portal.
All's well. No encounter.
Okay,
All's well all the time.
Okay, so a couple things because we're gonna kind of speed run slightly. Let me get this out of the way. Let me get these guys out of the way for a second. Let me do this. Stick with me a moment longer, Alterios, if you can, please.
I can.
Try to be quick here.
Don't rush yourself.
Well,
I just
I'm doing this
like
for your
I didn't want
benefit
to get
because
into like a whole nother
yeah,
like yeah.
I got you. Let's see. Oh wait, that's the wrong size. Flip.
While he's doing that, Warner, I had the game closed looking for rules while you were doing your roll. What did you roll to fail? I'm curious on that training.
So the first time I rolled, I have to find out how to
Oh, shit.
scroll up in this thing.
I didn't know if you remembered it generally off the top of your head.
I rolled like an 89 and then a 94.
All right. I do need one more roll. You arrive, but this is gonna need a little bit of narration, so bear with me here.
Yeah.
All right. You arrive at the outer edges of the Taslak system. This system, there's really nothing particularly special about this system. It's just some real brief notes. The Taslak star, the primary, is a luminous gold-yellow star. It burns brightly, though you might get the impression that it once burned brighter eons past, so it's in its later stages of a golden yellow. There are 3 orbits in the inner cauldron. There are 2 orbits in the primary biosphere, and there are 2 additional orbits in the outer reaches of the solar system. And amongst all of that, what you end up with is the following orbits of note. Let's see. The innermost is mostly dust and debris. The next orbit out is home to a small burnt out shell of a world. And the third orbit features nothing more than some strange series of stellar flares. It looks almost like this would be the stellar remnants of coronal mass ejections that are stuck in orbit around the star that far out. You have 2 orbits in the primary biosphere. One of these obviously is Taslak 5 in the 5th orbit, thus the name Taslak 5. There are readings of what appears to be perilous gravitic riptides in the 4th orbit, but you probably won't go that far into the system. And in the outer reaches of the solar system is a single gas giant, and then further out, a glittery, icy asteroid belt. You may even be reminded of the Megaros system that had the icy halo out this far. Taslak 5 is your primary world here, where your settlements are. However, I need... Let's see, what does my note say you need? I need a plus 10 tech use, and you also get a bonus on top of that, but I need to look at ship sheet. Get
Everything's ship sheets, sir.
plus 15. So you're going to have a plus 25 on your tech use roll for whoever happens to be using the auger arrays or auspex arrays, whatever it's called on ships.
Oh, the sensors.
Yes.
Yes, that's going to be a perception check from somebody, right?
Well, tech use is intelligence. If you want to use perception, that's fine.
Well,
You'll
no,
still
I thought you said 2 separate checks. I'm sorry.
Well, so you get a tech that's typically it would be a tech use, but you also get a 15. It's a plus 10 tech use. The ship also gives you a plus 15 for the ship's own systems, adding in that.
Yeah, okay.
Some of it's also interpretation of the data that you're receiving. Whoever's going to make that roll, whoever's serving on the bridge that wants to do that. Icarus, you can too if you want, but you're probably in the engineering. I'm sorry, the engineerium.
Hey, Omar.
I do have tech use.
Okay.
I start at 46.
Okay. So 56 with the plus 10, and then 66, 71 with the ship's detection bonus.
Hey, Chase, did you ever or did Jace ever get that cybernetic implant that would allow them to cybernetically interface with the ship?
No.
Okay, never mind then.
Can I get a captain bonus?
Do it better.
What? One, well, yeah, I mean, I get a +10 per certain number per round, so why
Yeah,
not?
so 81.
Okay. 81. I will go ahead and use a fate point to make that a 91.
Okay.
Just above the table here for both Valturios and Jace's character, or sorry, Icarus and Jace's characters. That cybernetic link thing that I got, you can ask me to send you which cybernetic that is. But if you get the right version of it, it also gives a bonus to tech use. And that seems like a relevant skill for both of you.
Wow. I think what you
Oh
get
my
here.
god.
I think what you get here is the total combined mass effort of you ain't see shit.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it
And
appears.
that's with 2 fate points spent on it.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like you have some good
what you get for
sailing
combing
to
the
get from the
desert.
edge of the system down to the main planet. However, several days into your voyage, and this is for some
We're
reason
dead gum
not to
ambush.
scale. I don't know why, but oh, that's not good. Here, let's do that. Let's do that, and then let's scale them up a bit. And that doesn't even show you what they are. So, all right,
The Space Wolves Firestorm
they are
frigate.
not Firestorm
And
frigates.
I was gonna say,
I
if they're
don't-
Space Marines, we fucked.
They're not Space Marines either. These are eventually. So here's the cliffhanger. I had another idea for a cliffhanger while we were doing some of the warp encounter shit, and I done forgot what the fuck it was, and this one. So, what we do encounter, however, 4 or 5 days later, as you are making your way into the system, you receive notice from your augur, or what's your master of auguries, or whatever the fuck their title is, or your sensor officer. 3 Hazaroth class patrol cruisers, or frigates, sorry, Hazaroth class patrol frigates are maneuvering to intercept you. And so when we return next week, it will be with a ship battle.
It'll
Oh.
be with Frig the frigates.
Also, just because I feel like giving it away, they all bear the emblem of a black fist, Jesus H. Christ, black mailed fist on a blue field on their ships.
Is there any questions?
Lovely.
So if you don't remember who that is, that's House Hennet.
Yeah.
They were the ones who wanted us all distracted.
And
Oh,
in some cases even dead, because if you happen to think about this earlier today, they also they didn't blow it up, but they killed everybody at your psychopathic relay station that connected your domain, back with the rest of the Imperium.
That's right.
And
Well-
all the orc shit that they basically sicked a bunch of orcs on you.
And whatever's going on the other planet that we haven't had time to deal with yet.
Correct. Taslak, or Halask, or whatever the fuck that one is.
The only thing that would have surprised and concerned me is if one of the ships had borne a logo of a rose.
Oh, the Haderite, or House Fell.
Uh-huh.
Thoughtful, but no. Take 200 points of experience for every character,
Yay!
and ending a wee bit early, but it's fine. We're gonna have some ship battles next week. Wow. I hope that was not a misspoken fucking warning right there.
I hope it was a misspoke.
I'm just gonna
A
stop talking.
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes, that's where I was going. Let's do some outros. Let's start with Rev, who we know is in pain and struggling right now. Any outro thoughts or feedback or anything of that sort?
I'm not struggling. I'm fine.
Fine. Tis a flesh wound, sir.
So, okay. I'll confirm outside of session what everybody's totals are, because I'm going to add 200 to what I've got to spend and see if it's right.
Alterios, I know you're fading as well. Any feedback, comments you got?
We did really well on the ship stuff. I remember that used to we have spent entire sessions doing fewer weeks, so that was a good job.
That, and
So-
also it was a lot more possible dangers that were like very serious threats.
I was kinda
They
wanting
were
to see
usually
that.
barely avoided. Now we're at the point where like, oh, there's a threat. Okay, we'll just steer around it. Okay.
I kind of wanted to see some of those.
In fact, I'm just now remembering too the last work translation you guys had to get the Vitamar. In fact, I said something like, "It's getting to the point where if I want a warp encounter, I have to write it in as a scripted event and not just a random. We failed too many dice rolls."
I mean, it could happen. We just failed a roll that should have been easy, so don't necessarily start scripting us horrible things just yet.
No, because if I do get to that point, then it'll be like one or two fairly easy and or one somewhat challenging, and then we'll continue on from. It won't. It'll either be one method or it'll be the other method. It won't be a combination of the both. Then you get overwhelmed. Spend 2 sessions dealing with fucking blood letters and whatever else. Not blood. It's not blood letters. What am I thinking of? What's
Bloodthirsters.
Bloodthirsters? Jesus,
Ah.
that's what I meant to say earlier when I said blood letters everywhere, and everybody's like,
I understood what you meant.
Yeah.
"Well, good. I'm glad somebody got it."
Bloodletters are the minor demons, I believe.
So I might not have been that far off.
No,
Bloodthirsters are the big boys that
I thought it
doom
was.
entire.
I thought that was greater daemons. I thought the bloodthirsters were the and greater bloodthirsters were the.
No,
ones-
bloodletters are the lesser demons of Khorne.
Oh, then that's probably what he meant.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't at the time. I was not thinking of any different graduations level. I was
Were
just
you- were
thinking generic blood god
Were-
demon.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
so were you thinking of the ones that run around with a flaming sword and have a really strangely elongated forehead, or were you thinking about the great big ones with horns in their head and wings?
I was thinking kind of like horns and wings.
Oh, okay. So you were thinking Bloodthirster.
Those are
Those are like Balrog.
Yeah, those are in,
Those are Balrog juniors.
Yeah.
no, they well, the way they're written, of course, everything's over the top of 40K, but
Yeah.
those would probably make a Balrog say, "I'll be back later."
I'll be back later with friends. We're gonna
Thirsters
fight.
are the
We're
greater.
gonna fight.
Letters are the lesser.
Okay. Well, I think either way, the point remains. Well,
And
demons, we'll see about that next time.
there are juggernauts for demonic steeds and flesh hounds for the hunting beasts.
I mean, technically, you could just go ahead and throw Angron at us. That'd be funny.
No. I'd like to live, thank you.
I can take him.
Uh-huh.
That's what Burgundy would be thinking right before he gets squished. Darius, feedback, outro, comments. What do you got for us?
Well, I'm looking forward to another space battle.
Yep, I'm gonna have to brush off the rules and see how that works again.
I'm also looking forward to the next roll for acquisitions. I want to get one of those mind impulse units.
Remind me, what is a what does a mind impulse unit do?
It's the thing that Rev has that lets him interface directly with the electronics.
Ah, okay. All right. Anything else?
I've got a coax I can plug into computers and talk to them.
Yeah,
don't
I
have-
mean that's I was thinking USB, but I'm sure in 40K it's not a it's a coax.
It's
Yeah.
R2D2.
I can also plug it into my guns and aim better.
Plug
He
it
can
in,
literally
plug
give
it
himself the
in.
do better skill modifier.
Well, I have a targeting computer in my eye, a thing that controls my weapons,
Morgadillo, what's wrong? Why have you turned off your targeting computer?
and cables coming out my wrist that I can attach to guns or other computers.
Use the Emperor's power, Borgadillo.
I'm glad somebody realized where I was going with that.
I got it.
Warner, what do you got for us, man? Feedback, outro, comments?
Just good to be back. Good to be doing this again.
Oh yeah.
We'll get more rolling along with it as we get back into it. I feel like there were a couple places, not by anybody's fault, but it was just a little hard to engage just because we were out of practice.
And we certainly were moving kind of slow too. Not slow
But-
like everything has to be action packed, but certainly mellow vibe.
Right.
I want to acquire one of those frigates.
Oh, it'll be hard to do when they're destroying you.
Brigamol Industries.
Well, like with the orc things, I kind of wanted to see if I could board an orc ship, but it's kind of hard to do when you're destroying them. So
Yeah, well, maybe don't shoot so well. All right. Anything else? Any other last bits before I close this out of here?
Well, I'm sure with 3 of them there that we can cobble one together after the battle.
3 frigates in a trench.
Uh,
Fuck, sometimes I amuse myself way too goddamn much.
One's on the bottom, strong as he. Two's in the middle, swing 3.
what if we have enough pieces, we might could make a cruiser out of it.
That's what I'm saying. 3 frigates in a trench coat does not make a cruiser.
Oh boy.
All right, that's it for us. We're out of
Uh,
here. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the show. We're a little friggin' crazy, but you know what? In the grim dark future, there is only war. So stay safe, my friends. We'll see you next time. I'll
I
try to
call
have
it-
a better outro, by the way. That's
Auf
what kind of
Wiedersehen.
sucks.
I call it the frigate XL.
Okay, we're out.